Hey, what's going on, everybody? Back at you. I know it's been a while, if you even care. All jokes aside, though, I'm subscribed to Ink Ribbon, and he brought up a valid point that I've been saying for years about Nintendo, and they need to grow up. And I've said in the past that I don't want Nintendo to lose who they are, but Nintendo needs to broaden their horizons so they can have more multi-age range of fans. Because I've been through this debate many of times with other gamers who are Nintendo fanboys, and I am sorry, but I am not sorry at the same time. I'm not going to go left and right with you. You're not going to tell me I need to go back to when gaming was simple. All this trying to be realistic loses the identity of video games. No. Kick rocks. It don't. Video games became much more once the technology allowed it to be such. Imaginations and horizons were expanded upon. But Nintendo stayed in a lane that they're familiar with. And that's all well and good. That's what Nintendo's known for. But when you operate within that space and you trying to pull wool over your fans' eyes is the problem. And what do I mean by that? It's because you don't do much. You do the minimum of things for your fan base, Nintendo. And Nintendo fanboys who defend them, they do the minimum for the fan base. People have exposed the fact that they have been constantly using the same assets and adding very little to them. Especially with Pokemon. And what everybody and their mother have said who's a Pokemon fan. I'm not even a Pokemon fan, but I've watched enough videos. I've listened to enough people. Even my friend, who's 29 almost, was saying, we just want an open world Pokemon game. That might even get me into it. I like games like that where you collect things, you just go around and you just ran. Because I'm an RPG type of person, and that is a RPG game. But no, they do. They just basically starve their market. They starve their fan base. They be like, oh, we're going to make this for a limited amount of time, or we're going to do just this or that, and then they inflate their own value. Oh, wow, we can't find this no more. Why? Because Nintendo made 10 copies of the game. And now it's in such demand. You get their whole strategy. I don't fall for it. I don't like it. But I see what they're doing. But it's working for them. So I have to respect it because a lot of you out there are gullible. You fall for the okie doke, the banana in the tailpipe, as it may be. You fall for it all the time. And meanwhile, Nintendo, no, they don't got to do nothing. People went nuts over Metroid Dread, a game that was announced how many years ago? It's finally coming out. Metroid Dread is the sequel to Fusion. Fusion, a Game Boy Advance game. A Game Boy Advance game. How long has the Game Boy Advance been dead? So if you're just getting Dread, I feel bad for anybody looking for Metroid Prime 4. And I know they two different development studios, but Nintendo's going to Nintendo. Where's Bayonetta 3, by the way? Where is it? Somebody tell me. Where is it? And I'm tired of listening to fanboys defend it. You can come, you can get mad, scratch your ass, and get glad. But it needs to be said. During the pandemic, people are more observant. Why? Because they were home more than ever. Everything's starting to open up again. But people were home more than ever, and they were able to notice some things. You want to sit there and you want to go over to Halo Infinite. Oh, the game's not ready. It looks terrible, this, that, and the fourth. And they be like, okay, we're going to put it in the oven for another year. And guess who's waiting there? Everybody who's bought into the Xbox ecosystem for various things. And they've kept them kind of busy with the monthly service. Sony's end. Now, Sony, PlayStation 5 selling like hotcakes. Is it because it's hard to find? Or is it because of Sony's reputation? It's both of them. It's both of them. Hell, even the Series X is selling when you can get your hands on one. Nintendo Switch is selling because there's nothing else to play. Like, they can't get their hands on the other ones. And this is not a stab at Nintendo. Let's just be honest here. There's not any third-party games that you want to get your hands on. What other console can you take with you in your pocket and play? You might not be able to play online, so if you take an Overwatch with you, I feel bad for you. But you might not be able to play Mortal Kombat 11 because if you are out from your house, you can't play the whole game because why? You need constant internet connection. See, the Switch is a good idea with some bad execution. But guess what? Nintendo fans will never, ever bite the hand that feeds them. And that's all you want to be fed is a lot of regurgitated food. You want to be fed like you a bird. You want your mama to chew it up and then you eat from her mouth. That's what you're doing with Nintendo right now. That is what you're doing with Nintendo right now. And this is not like I hate Nintendo. No. Yo, it's like this. You just allow them to be stagnant. And just because they're putting out first-party games, which we know they are revered for. They're revered for their first-party games, so shut up. Shut up about that. They're not doing much else in that spectrum. I mean, beyond that spectrum. They're not putting out anything spectacular. Like I'm saying, they're doing the bare minimum. It's because they know how to starve the market of their products that it make it seem like they're more popular than what they are. Hell, they don't even want to share their classic library. They shut shit down, which they have the right to. They shut it down. Don't use our ROMs. Don't do this without. It's our intellectual property, and I'm okay with that. You know why? Because they have the right to do that. But at the same time, if you got people invested in you, in your products, meaning like they are fans of it, not like financially. Well, that is, they are financially. You are supporting Nintendo. You telling me you giving us access to old games that you don't care about. You giving us access to a very limited access. Very limited access. Their online service is trash. Trash. The only thing it serves a benefit for is, guess what? It allows you to digitally download games and save them onto your high capacity SD card if you pay the money for it. It allows you to do that, but you better sit home and download that game. Like I said, the Switch is a great concept with some bad execution. There's no way in hell that one-player games like Mortal Kombat 11 should require internet presence all the time. That's right, because it can't fit that whole game on there. And I know the reason why. It's just that I'm sorry. You decided, Nintendo, this is another thing too. Nintendo decided to go with just a hybrid. I'm calling it a fucking handheld because that's what it is to me. You decide to go with that as your primary. A handheld that can be projected onto a TV. That's what it is. You decided to go with that only. And you limit your whole spectrum of what used to be. Nintendo had a bomb ass home console with killer app on their handheld. Their handheld was even better. Now you want to roll everything into one, and it's done in a very lapsadaisical manner. Tell me it's not. It's done in a very lapsadaisical manner. We're not getting the quality we should be getting because you got to cater to multiple markets. What do the ponies and the drones always say about Xbox? Oh, that's gonna hold. It's gonna hold the old generation behind, and then Sony turns out they doing the same shit. Look at this. With how we have to deal with hybrid, you have to deal with the fact that you want to make progressive and bigger games for the Nintendo Switch, but you're limited by the technology due to capacity reasons, due to technological reasons. And you're the only fan base who will attack Microsoft and Sony and then turn around and just allow it to happen on your own console. Keep that same energy. Keep it. You can't, can you? You can't. Can you? Nope. And I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. Once again, I say that. That company needs to be held accountable. They really need to. I'm tired of these things always coming up and then Nintendo dangles some fancy, pretty little keys in front of you and y'all forget everything until the next time they screw you over. This is what they do. This is what they do. I'm sitting here and I have no current use for my Switch. Maybe I should get into some games. Maybe. But right now in this mindset with Nintendo, I'm good. Every third-party game, which I would like to play, I can play elsewhere. First-party games, Mario Odyssey. Love that game. I love that game. That game got me back into Super Mario, to be honest with you. Zelda, never cared about Zelda that much. I never really cared about Zelda that much. I like the concept of it. I don't like the fact that your weapons break on you constantly and all this other dumb shit. I didn't like certain things about it. But people talk about Breath of the Wild so much, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Earlier Zeldas, I was a fan of. I'm just currently just not that much. And I'm not saying they're terrible. That's not me saying that. I'm just saying, it's just, I just feel like I was playing the same Zelda games with different art styles to them each time. This is how I feel about it. See, Super Mario Odyssey gave me that. I like how you switch into the classic 2D mode once you go into certain parts to get get up into certain levels higher on the map and things of that nature. That was so cool. That was so nostalgic. Traveling to different kingdoms and planets. The whole mechanic of Cappy. I could talk about Odyssey. I love that game. What I didn't like is the repetitive bosses. That I don't like. When it came to dealing with Bowser's minions, a lot of repetitive, like, why I keep fighting them? But I did like, I liked a lot more than what I had grievances about when it comes to that game. But overall, you got a lot of dead franchises that people want back, and you can't even, where are they? Where are the current ones that you promised? Where are they? You saved Bayonetta from oblivion. You saved that with Bayonetta 2 Wii U. Man, that was the reason I bought a Wii U, to be honest with you. I was that big of a fan from playing Bayonetta on my Xbox 360 that when I found out that Bayonetta 2 was only going to be on the Wii U, I bought a Wii U. Hell, I even got Breath of the Wild for the Wii U. Be honest with you, I do. And even though I just talked about the grievances I had with it, why? Because I felt like I'm going to get a better experience when I pick up and play Breath of the Wild and give it a chance. I'm going to get a bad experience playing it on a home console. See, it's a difference playing those type of games. I can't play them on the go. Because I feel like if I'm going to put time and hours into something, that means I'm home and I have the time and the hours to put into something. Whereas out on the go, I'm at work. I work 12 plus hours a day. I don't have time to play games. I have people's lives to save, potentially. Drunk people to taxi or keep from having a diabetic episode because they not take care of their, they not taking their medications because they're homeless and they just don't care. Pick whatever. Or cardiac arrest. Things of that nature. Doing chart work after taking care of a patient and doing a chart work. And properly making sure all information meets criteria. I don't have time to game like that on the go. So if I'm going to play a game like Breath of the Wild, I'm going to play it at home. But like I said, I don't care that much for it. It's not like on my to-do list right now. It's a collector's item, basically. It's like, oh, wow, you got one of the copies of Breath of the Wild for the Wii U before the Wii U went dead. It was one of the last Wii U releases, first party, if not the last. I have it. Sitting right over there. I'm looking at it right now from a distance. My Wii U still working fine. I even played Bayonetta 2 on that every now and then to go back because I enjoyed Bayonetta 2 that much. And to think, where is it right now? Where is it? I'm looking for you. Hello? Any news on it? Platinum Games? Nintendo? You got some splaining to do. You had some splaining to do. Where is it? We don't know. But before I just keep rambling on repeatedly, I'm going to just say this. Nintendo, bruh. That's all I can say. That's all. It's just bruh. If I had a meme to throw up on the screen, bruh. Where are you? What's going on here? Talk to us. Anyway, because I'm a Fury, I'm here. And now I'm out. Peace.